Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to discuss A-Levels History Paper 3. So the contents of this video is we are going to discuss the A-Level History is actually based on the CIE syllabus 9489. Then we will look at the Paper 3 exam question format, followed by how to answer paper 3. Okay, so this video is about paper 3. There are 3 options based on your school. There are 3 topics. The first topic is the origins of the First World War. The second one is the Holocaust. And the third one will be the origins and development of the Cold War. So we will be looking as a general only until the interpretation parts. Then I'm gonna go through more specific based on your topic. So the question format is only 1 hour and 15 minutes. There is only one question, the extract. Only one question from one option. The total marks will be 40 marks. So the question will be very similar every year. Basically, it is the same. Just the extract that is given will be different. So the question will be like, what can you learn from this extract about the interpretation and approach of the historian who wrote it? Basically, they are talking about how did the historian, the articles that you received, the extract, what was the interpretation and the approach. And on top of that, you need to use the extract and your knowledge of the topic to explain your answer. What kind of knowledge? This is the historical knowledge, right? This is the historical knowledge that you have learned in your history to interpret the extract. Okay, so we are going to look at the answering technique for history paper 3. So the points to include is the main message. What is the main message? The main focus of the extract as a whole, like 1 or 2 sentences. Then you could analyze the extract paragraph by paragraph by looking at the approach, interpretation of the historian. If you have some theories, historical theories by other historians, which you think is similar, you could include that in your essay, but you are not allowed to challenge the extract. Okay, and relevant historical evidences to support your view, and don't forget to quote from the extract. So whenever you explain something about from the paragraph, from the extract, make sure you quote from there so the examiner would know that you actually refer to the extract. How to answer paper 3? Step 1 is to read the extract. One topic, read the extract several times because some of the wordings can be very difficult to understand. So it's best to read a few times, but do not take too much time. Maximum is 10 to 15 minutes. So you will have an hour to write the essay. And while you are reading through the extract, you can make side notes, underline some keywords. So later on, when you come back, it's much easier. And look at the whole extract in general as a whole. What is the main message? Okay, 1 or 2 sentences. 1 to 2 sentences to say what is the main focus or main message of the extract that you are reading. So start your essay with reference to the main message. The second step is to analyze the paragraph. You look at all the elements, the interpretation in the abstract. Make sure you quote from the abstract. Comment on how the aspects of the past have been interpreted and represented in the abstract. So this is when you have to include your historical evidence, the things that you have studied in paper 3, and include that. And you can do this paragraph by paragraph. Okay, so that is your step 2, analysis. So for step 3 is we're looking at the interpretation and approach. So for the First World War, there are a few approaches or interpretation by historians, by different historians. The first one is the early post First World War interpretation, which is they blame Germany. The revisionism, they will blame other nations, blaming other nations. Then the anti-revisionism, such as by Fischer, they are blaming Germany again. Other interpretation will look at culture, individuals, contingent factors. So this is if we are doing the topic on the origins of the First World War. So if you are choosing topic 2, Holocaust, you're looking at intentionalism. In intentionalism, this is when Hitler and the Nazis planned the Holocaust, meaning from the early stage, Hitler and the Nazis already planned the killings or the genocides. The second interpretation is nature of the Nazi states to carry out genocide. So it is like the characteristics of the Nazi states to carry out the killings. The third kind of approaches is functionalism. It is like saying that the Holocaust was unplanned. It was just a response to the war time situation. Like they need the space for the Germans in the new territories. That's why they have to get rid of the Jews. Some will look at the 3 above, a mixture, and these are called syntheses. Okay, so this is more than one approach. Okay, if you are doing the next topic, which is the origins and development of the Cold War, there are about 4. The first approach will be the traditional or the orthodox, which is blaming the Soviet Union or Stalin. Then the revisionists will be blaming the United States. Then the post-revisionists will be blaming on both sides, the US and the USSR. Then the post-revisionists, they were not looking at the countries, but they were looking at more on the ideology. Okay, so when you are looking at the approaches or interpretations, make sure you include the evidences, which is the quotes from the abstract, and relevant historical evidence must be relevant. And also, if you have some relevant similar theories from other historians, you can mention it. Okay, so in summary, step 1 is to read the abstract and just look at what is the main message of the abstract, main focus in 1 or 2 sentences. That is when you start your essay. Then after that, you analyze your the paragraph by paragraphs by looking at the interpretation and the approaches. And the last one, the step 4, is to refer to the abstract, just like quotes and historical evidence or knowledge that you have. Okay, that's all for a quick exam technique how to answer A-level paper 3. All the best in your exams.